Vision, Channel 43 presents the South Jersey Girls Softball Association All-Star Game from Gloucester City, New Jersey. Well, last night it was a rainy night here in Gloucester. Tonight, comfortable conditions as the very best in South Jersey get to do battle. Hello again, everybody. I'm Ed Benkin along with Mike Shute. Mike, if you like softball, this is the place to be. A lot of heroes we've seen, not just in South Jersey, but some Pennsylvania stars throughout the high school season, keeping it busy during the summer.
Oh, yeah, you've got from the river to the sea, Ed. You've got players from down the shore, players from Ocean County, all over the place. And then, of course, we cross over the river, too, get a couple players from Philadelphia and the Pennsylvania area. So, for sure, you're going to have tons of outstanding softball talent tonight here in what's going to be a great 9-inning game.
And we've seen, certainly with the pitching throughout our area, how dominant softball can be. We've seen several South Jersey teams win championships in the States. But we've also seen a lot of great fundamentals. And, Mike, that starts really with a lot of these leagues that they play in the summer.
Oh, absolutely. That's where they start, really, before you get to high school. You start when you're like 5, 6. You're out there with the glove. You can barely pick it up and hold it. You can barely hold the bat. Next thing you know, you're an all-star. So these girls have come a long way. Some of them are going on to college, and we'll talk about that as the night wears on. But, this is what it's all about. You get out here, you get a chance to perform at the highest level possible with the best players possible.
And as Mike mentioned, it is a 9-inning all-star game, weather permitting. Again, it looks like we have a great night here in Gloucester. And Mike, it's a case here where the toughest part for the coaches is you have so many great players, you want to get them all in as much as you can.
Well, I don't think we're going to see any problems like we saw in the Major League Baseball all-star game. Everyone's going to play. And, I think if we need extra innings, I think we'll do that too. Bud Selig's not here tonight to screw anything up. So look for an outstanding contest tonight. And everyone, of course, getting a chance to play. And Ed, the batting orders, every batter and every player will be in the batting order. And then we'll eventually all get a chance to play the field as well. So you'll see everybody on the roster bat throughout the day.
All-Star Softball is coming up next. Stay with us here on Comcast Cablevision, Channel 43. Ed Benkin and Mike Shute here with you in Gloucester, getting set for the South Jersey Girls Softball Association All-Star Game. First, a special presentation.
Classic All-Star Game. You nervous? Those of you that know me, I'm Bill Johnson, President of South Jersey Girls Softball Association. With me tonight is George Love, Secretary of South Jersey Girls Softball Association. George is on the scholarship committee along with myself and Mr. Bob Davey, who is in New York on business. He couldn't be here tonight. This is the 4th annual Classic All-Star Game, and this is also the 4th year we've done scholarships. We have 9 recipients tonight. Not only are they very, very good athletically, but each one of the 9 have made the National Honor Society. As I call their name, I'm going to read something about each girl out, and they will come forward and get their scholarship. Kimmy Birmingham, Gloucester Township. Kimmy played for Pride for 5 years, Silver Bullets for 1 year, and the last 2 years Kim has played for the Gloucester Township Extremes. Kim graduated from Overbrook High School and will be attending Colwell University in the fall. Congratulations, Kim. Jennifer Fenton. Jennifer could not be here tonight. Jennifer played for Mount Ephraim for 2 years, the Mystics for 1 year, and the Jersey Devils this year. Jennifer graduated from Audubon High School and will be attending William Patterson University in the fall. Congratulations, Jen. Mindy Cox. Mindy Cox has played for the Gloucester City softball team for the last 7 years. In addition, Mindy has played for the Indian Mills Mystics for the last 2 years. Mindy graduated from Gloucester City High School and also will be attending William Patterson University in the fall. Congratulations. Maria Lutz. Maria Lutz played for the Haddon Township PSA organization for 3 years and the Jersey Devils for the last 2 years. Maria graduated from Haddon Township High School and will be attending Mount St. Mary's University in the fall. Congratulations, Maria. Lauren Nicholson. Lauren played 2 years for Oregon, 1 year for Runnymede, and 3 years for the She Devils. Lauren graduated from Paul VI High School and will be attending University of Maryland, Baltimore County in the fall. Congratulations, Lauren. Christine Fletcher. Christine played 1 year for Pennsauken and the last 2 years for Cinnaminson. Christine graduated from Cinnaminson High School and will be attending the college in New Jersey in the fall. Congratulations. Jennifer Borick. Jennifer has played a total of 8 years in Gloucester Township program. She played GSA juniors, senior divisions. Jennifer graduated from Triton High School and will be attending the college in New Jersey in the fall also. Congratulations, Jennifer. Next we have Robin Elder. Robin has played 5 years for Gloucester City softball organization. Robin graduated from Gloucester City High School and will be attending Johnson and Wales University in Norfolk, Virginia in the fall. Congratulations. I'd like for everybody to give them a round of applause.
Missing one. Marcy.
Marcy Logan. How can I miss Marcy? Marcy played 8 years for the Woodhees organization in South Jersey Girls. Marcy graduated from Eastern High School and will be attending Ursinus College in the fall. Congratulations. Like I said, these 9 girls have been very, very good athletically, and they all are in the National Honor Society, and I think that's very good. During the evening, during the game, we'll be selling 50/50s to benefit the scholarship fund for next year. They're $1 a piece, 3 for $2, and an arm's length for $5. We appreciate your support. Thank you.
And there you have our special presentation, scholarships awarded. We will step aside and take a break. When we get back, All-Star Softball on the horizon here from Gloucester City. Stay with us on Comcast Cablevision Channel 43. Ed Benkin and Mike Shute back here in Gloucester City as the South Jersey Girls Softball Association gets set for its North-South All-Star game. First pitch to Nat Grossman is swung on a miss for a strike. Grossman, the leadoff hitter in the lineup for the North All-Stars, and Schlichtig on the mound. Michelle Schlichtig, one of the top pitchers in South Jersey this year. And the next pitch goes up high for a ball, 1-1. Schlichtig was just dominant throughout the season for our Haddon Heights squad. 14 shutouts on the season. Next pitch is swung on a miss for a strike, and the count quickly 1-2. And you'll see she works her location as well as anybody in South Jersey.
And if I'm not mistaken, she had a no-hitter this year, I believe.
Yes, she did.
Or was it a perfect game? Of course, a perfect game can be a no-hitter, but a no-hitter can't be a perfect game.
That is correct. Pitch is fouled straight back. It is still 1-2. The wind is blowing towards left field here and blowing in a little bit. This is a park, especially with some of these hitters, where there have been home runs hit on a semi-regular basis as the next pitch is fouled back. You can see the flag in the background there, and of course, we are reminded with the flags at half-mast of the tragedy that happened down the road with the tragedy involving the death of the firefighters and the young children, and people here in Gloucester, certainly in all across South Jersey, still remember. Off-speed pitch misses high. It's 2-2. Scheduled to go 9 innings, as we mentioned. Everybody will bat in the order. The batting order is set throughout the entire roster. Grossman takes one inside, and now the count is full of 3-2. Grossman, one of the Devils on the All-Star squad, one of 4 to play on the North All-Stars. Swings and misses at the next pitch for a strike, so she is the strikeout victim for out number 1.
Now batting shortstop, number 24.
Grossman doing what you want a leadoff hitter to do, though, in most circumstances, and that's make the pitcher work. And she did. I mean, she forced 8 pitches there, so certainly did the job in that type of role.
Continuing lays down a bunt, but it hits her in the leg, so it's a foul ball. And that was a pretty good bunt. If that one doesn't catch her in the leg, she's probably safe, but it took kind of a top spin and came right back at her.
Lucky, too, not to be called out, because if she's out of the batter's box there and the ball hits her in the leg while she's running, that's an out.
That's what it looked like momentarily it might be, but as you mentioned, she was able to get out of the batter's box. Another member of the Devils takes one for a strike. It is 0-2. Teams from the players from the Devils, Pine Hill Firebirds, Indian Mills Mystics, and West Jersey Witches on the North All-Star roster, and one other addition which we'll tell you about after this pitch. She gets it right back to the mound and thrown over to first base for out number 2. Caitlin Reuter, catcher, was originally scheduled to play for the South All-Stars. They had a shortage of catchers, so she switched over to play for the North All-Stars tonight. So quickly 2 up and 2 down as Schlichtig continues to pick up right where she left off on the very first day in April when she started on the high school level, has done it throughout the summer as Christy Stefanani checks in, and she will step in and look at one low and away. She's also a member of the Devils and Northern Burlington High School grad. She's heading to UMass after the season. One up into shallow center field, and the catch is made for the out. And that will retire the side. Letty squeezes it. It's a 1-2-3 inning. As the North All-Stars go down in order. No runs, hits, or errors, and none left. We go to the bottom of the first. It's the North nothing, the South coming to bat. You're watching the South Jersey Girls Softball Association All-Star Game on Comcast Cablevision Channel 43. Ed Benkin and Mike Shute back here in Gloucester City. The North-South All-Star Game continues in the South Jersey Girls Softball Association. The first pitch is a grounder over to second, and a great play made for the out by Stefanani over at second base as she's able to dive and make the play and retire Anna Whitey for the first out of the inning. And talked about the great pitching, Mike. Talk about the great defense. There was a reminder right there.
Outstanding grab there by Stefanoni. I mean, full extension, got that at just the edge of the web of the gloving there, pulling it in and making the play. Outstanding, and she's smiling over there a little bit and deserves to. Great play by a great all-star second baseman.
The exchange lays down a bunt. It's a good one. Here's the throw over to first base, and it's in time for the out. Excellent play by the pitcher to jump off the mound, Maria Lutz, to get the out. And again, we talked about great pitchers. Well, a lot of these pitchers can field their positions pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big part of this game. You're very close to home plate. You know, the ball's going to get back to you quickly. In that case, of course, a bunt. You've got to get off out of your fielding position quickly, pounce on the ball, and make the play. She did a great job there. Nicely done by Lutz.
Schlichtig, as she looks at one on the outside corner for a strike. She pitched a 1-2-3 top of the first inning. First, not bad with the bat either, as she hit throughout the season consistently. Again, she got a lot of headlines for her pitching throughout the year, finishing at 21-6 as she looks at an off-speed pitch outside.
You know, and you see fast pitch softball coming at you underhand. It's amazing, really, to be able to change up speeds like that. You think it'd be a lot more difficult for the girls to do that.
Right back to the mound, and another great play on the mound by the pitcher Lutz. If you blink, you miss the first inning. Another 1-2-3 inning. This time, the South goes down in order. No scores. We head to the second. We'll be right back. Ed Benkin and Mike Shute back here with you in Gloucester. The South Jersey Girls Softball Association All-Star Game. The North and South scoreless as we go to the top of the second. Northerners at the plate, and O'Dowd from the Indian Mills Mystics, also from Camden Catholic, takes the first pitch for a strike. And we talked about the pitchers throwing well. One of the big reasons, don't see a lot of deep counts. We saw one full count of the first batter. As you see, another strike right there. These two pitchers not only know how to work, but their location is almost flawless.
Absolutely. There you see Michelle Schlichtig, Courier Post Player of the Year.
Just a bit high, 1-2. Boy, how difficult is it to lay off a pitch like that? You just talked, Mike, about changing speeds. You're 0-2 in the count, and it's almost unfair for Schlichtig to throw a pitch like that.
Oh, absolutely. And look at the close range. I mean, it's not that far from home to the mound.
That's over for a called third strike, and that is out number one here in the top of the second. So 7 batters, 7 outs here so far as we were in the top of the second. Bring Megan O'Brien to the plate. She's officially the DH to start the game. Of course, everyone gets to bat, as we mentioned. She's just the highest up amongst players not in the field right now. She's from the West Jersey Witches, also a Paul VI member. That one is top foul out of play. A lot of those parochial schools, as we know, Paul VI, Camden Catholic, turning out some pretty good ball players. Bishop Eustace as well.
Absolutely. O'Brien, a 3.34 grade point average this year while at Paul VI. So doing it on the field and off as well, and that's just as important.
Waits at that pitch for a strike, and that time she was hoping to time her swing, swung a little early, and even Schlichtig's ability to take a little off her fastball and instead of just changing speeds with an off-speed pitch can be deadly to hitters. She's over for a called third strike, so Schlichtig has recorded 5 outs, 3 of them via strikeout, and that is out number 2 here in the second.
And with some of the information we got, Schlichtig holds the current strikeout record in the state of New Jersey, so that's no small feat, Ed. She's already got 3 tonight.
When you think of so many great pitchers, even in the recent history, let alone the whole history of South Jersey, that is quite an accomplishment. Edie Rodero steps up and she looks at one for a ball with his 1-0. No score, 2 outs, bases empty, top of the second inning. North All-Stars at the plate, South All-Stars in the field. Swung on and missed. It is almost impossible to get Schlichtig's high heat.
And you know, they're using the bright yellow ball, but to me it looks like just, you know, a piece of fuzz flying by the way she's firing it in here.
It's a blur, and we're right behind home plate as we see the next pitch go over for a strike. It's 1-2, so it's tough for the hitters. We get a little bit of a perspective from where we are, and it is, as Mike mentioned, just a blur coming in.
Need the radar gun out here tonight for this.
Check swing foul, and now it'll roll towards fair territory, but Schlichtig grabs it foul ball. As Rodero, member of the Pine Hill Firebirds, one of 3 Pine Hill Firebird representatives. She also played at Delsea High School. Tough for that Delsea squad playing in the division with the likes of Clearview and Kingsway every year.
Yeah, there's always the school that looks up and says, how can we ever get a break around here?
And Delsea's not a bad club either. Swung on and missed, struck her out. She strikes out the side, and that will do it for the North All-Stars here in the top of the second. We move to the bottom of the second. No score between the North and the South. We'll be right back. Ed Benkin and Mike Shute back here in Gloucester. South Jersey Girls Softball Association All-Star Game. North and South scoreless as the first pitch comes into Liska Busciaco, and she looks at one for a ball. Remember, the Gloucester Township Extremes played at Bishop Eustace High School and is headed to Fordham after the season. Next pitch missing inside as Busciaco now has the count of 2-0. Pitch is over for a called strike as we talk so much about what Schlichtig can do. Maria Lutz on the mound, looking impressive so far as well.
Doing a great job fielding her position, getting some help behind her as well, defensively. She's got 3 of her fellow teammates from the She-Devils from the Devils playing defensively in the infield behind her, so she's got some familiarity.
Throws one low for a ball. It's 3-2. She played at Haddon Township, so she and Schlichtig have faced each other as opposing pitchers throughout the season, certainly during the high school years. And she is heading to Mount St. Mary's, very solid softball program on the college level. So runs the count full.
You've got good Colonial Conference representation on the mound.
That one is ripped into right field. That'll be in time. No, did they get her for the out? Yes, they did. Just about to say in for a base hit, but Tiara Harris, the right fielder, playing her shallow, makes the play.
Score that as your standard 9-3 in the scorebook, Ed. That happens all the time, right?
Yeah, we see that, of course, every now and then on softball, and we talked about the arms of the pitchers. The outfielders have the arms, too, and if they get a jump on the ball and play shallow, it's almost like going to deep second base.
Tie into one, Lake.
Lake now will come to the plate. Lake, member of the Silver Bullets out of Pennsgrove High School. Pennsgrove's crosstown rival, Pennsville, certainly had a season to remember in softball, winning a state title. Missing for a ball. 2-0 now to captain Jennifer Lake.
Lake will be off to the Naval Academy. in the fall. Very impressive. And an all-conference catcher at Penns Grove. And a 3-year varsity player.
Swings and misses. And, it's one thing to do something as honorable as that, is to want to go and serve your country, but you go to the Naval Academy, you go to where the cadets go with the Army. You can't be a dumbbell to get in, basically. They take the best and the brightest, basically. One is popped up shallow over the shortstop area, but a nice catch made for the out. Excellent play. He's coming in to make the play for an outstanding catch with the shortstop for the North All-Stars, and a good running grab for out number 2. Is making the play was Jackie Tiemann. So again, the fielders showing some leather in this inning.
Mostly done there. Not only was Tiemann focused on the ball, she had some traffic coming at her too, in the form of center fielder Nat Grossman and second baseman Chris Stefanoni. So there's a lot of traffic, and you got to keep your eye on the ball at all times.
First pitch to Birmingham is over for a strike. It's missing low for a ball. It bounces away. Kim Birmingham looks at a count now of 1-1. She's another member of the Gloucester Township Extremes. She played for Overbrook High School, going to Caldwell College in football. Swings and misses at an off-speed pitch, and she's starting to throw the changeup a little bit more than we've seen in the first inning. That's having an effect on the hitters.
Well, just as Schlichtig seems to have some power, Lutz is doing a nice job spotting her pitches and making batters chase.
That one up a little high. It's 2-2.
Birmingham at the plate was one of the 9 scholarship recipients prior to the game, who they announced.
Now missing low for a ball. So we have our third full count of the game now with 3-2 to Birmingham. And I don't think Lutz is going to throw anything off speed. I think she's going to come right at her. She does, and it's ripped into left field, and that will be our first hit of the night. As it's knocked down by the left fielder, able to knock it down is Rodero. And so Birmingham at first base with a single. Well, she knew she was going to have to get a pitch to hit there, and she was able to turn on it.
And a nice job at the plate by Birmingham. Ed, she worked the count. She didn't chase any bad pitches, fouled a couple off, hung in there, and got aboard with a base hit.
Danielle Cohen looks at 1 for a strike. What a season she had during the spring. Remember the Gloucester Township Extremes? Played at Cherokee High School, was the Chiefs' top pitcher. In the year the Chiefs expected to split pitcher, she became the ace thanks to an injury, and she took advantage of it, also helped herself at the plate.
Nasty off-speed stuff right there from Lutz.
Lutz now ahead of her 0-2. Missing outside 1-2. Of course, Cherokee had that great year until they ran into Rancocas Valley in the quarterfinals of South Jersey Group 4, but they had the #1 ranking in the state throughout much of the season. That one is popped foul. That will go right towards my car, out of play. So the count now remains 1-2 to Danielle Cohen. Runner at first base, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Missing low for a ball. Lutz struggling a bit with her control here in this inning.
Nice block that time behind the plate by Mindy Cox.
So the Haddon Township graduate steps back on the mound with the count 2-2. Check swing comes right back to Lutz at the mound. She'll make the easy play to first base, and that will do it. As down go the South All-Stars here in the bottom of the second. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We are through 2 here in Gloucester. No score between the North and South All-Stars. We'll be right back. At Benkin and Mike Shute back here in Gloucester. The South Jersey Softball Association All-Star Game continues. No score between the North and South. Just 1 hit, as we've seen some dominant pitching so far in this evening from Coach Schlichtig and Lutz doing an outstanding job. And now the North Stars will come to bat here with Mindy Cox leading things off. Takes the pitch low for a ball. Cox, a member of the Indian Mills Mystic squad, did not have a long ride to get here. She's from Gloucester City High School, and she will be going to William Patterson College, one of the top Division III programs for softball. And of course, they play in the NJC, so she'll be down nearby when they play Rowan and Stockton. Swings and misses at the pitch for a strike. It's 1-1. So Cox sticking back in, and Schlichtig Still has yet to give up a hit or a base runner on the night. Bunt down the third base side. Quick play down to third. Throw to first. Foot is off the bag. She is safe. Initially, it looked like a strong play for the third baseman. Is getting on the bunt quickly was Nicole Webb. It wasn't really that bad a throw, but Dahl came off the bag.
Number 7. Good job. Here we go.
That'll bring Maria Lutz to the plate. Now we have the top two pitchers facing each other now with Cox at first base, nobody out. Squares to bunt, gets a beauty down. Webb's on it quickly at third, throws to first base, gets the out at first, but the runner moves up to second as Cox will take second base.
I love it.
Let's take a look at the play again by the third baseman. Nice job by her to get on it. That's Fernandez, who makes the play and goes to first base. Just gets her by a step with the throw, but you see the foot came off the bag, and that enabled the base runner to get in safely.
Yeah, trying to make that extra stretch to get there, and it's a tough play because the second baseman's coming over to cover the bag there, Ed, and get there to make the play. And if you take a look, too, on that replay, you notice something a little bit different than what you're used to seeing in baseball. The bag there at first base is twice as wide as your normal base. That is, of course, to allow some room for the runner to get in there as well as the defensive player.
Pitch misses way up high. 1-1 the count with the runner bouncing off second to the form of Mindy Cox. So Fernandez makes two great plays to get on the softball. One where she made a throw that maybe she got charged with the error, maybe went to the first baseman. We'll see. Whether it went to the shot or not, we'll find out. But as the count goes to 2-1, either way, Fernandez made two fine plays at third, and she was able to get the out the second time. She's over for a strike. It's 2-2. Strike zones have a tendency to widen a little bit in all-star games, wouldn't you say, Mike?
Sure. You want to showcase the hitters. Let them swing the bat. Make them swing the bat.
And that's the way it should be. Popped her up. That'll go foul out of play. So the count remains 2-2 as Webb stands back in. They officially gave Lutz a sacrifice, even though it looked like she was bunting for a base hit. She was able to move the runner up, so Webb now taking back in. Webb from the West Jersey Witches from Manchester Regional High School. Now back to the screen. That's a nice job by Webb on that fastball. That wasn't only a good fastball by Schlichtig, but it was a fastball right on the low outside part of the plate. Nice job by Webb to get a piece of that one.
Got to protect the plate. 2 strikes.
Just got a piece of that off-speed pitch, and I mean just got a piece. You could hear it nip the very top of the bat. She stays alive. Good battle here right now between Webb and Schlichtig.
Webb, a player from Manchester Regional.
And then she finally gets her with a high fastball. So Schlichtig wins that long battle, and that is the second out of the inning. 2 outs, runner remains at second base, and now the batter will be Tiara Harris, who made the assist on that, as Mike mentioned, commonly scored 9-3 that we see all the time. She will look for a key 2-out hit for her squad. Looks at the first pitch high as Harris, also a member of the Pine Hill Firebirds, played for Camden Catholic last year. Next pitch missing low, runner breaking towards third. Here's the throw, and it's dropped to third base. She is safe. The throw was accurate, but Adonolfi couldn't hold on. Well, they tried the steal with the third baseman Fernandez charging in. Adonolfi made a heads-up play to get over to third. The throw was beautiful by Birmingham, right on the money, but the slide forced the ball out of the glove of the shortstop Adonolfi, and the runner safe at third. Swung on and missed. And Schlichtig comes with a high heat. Let's watch that again and watch the ball pop out of the glove on the play.
And watch even more closely. It's the shortstop that's got to cover and make that play. She's on the move there, Ed. So that's not an easy play. She's got to run, catch, and tag, and a very difficult thing to do when you're going the same direction as the runner.
To run, catch, tag, and avoid is it's a good hard slide down at third base by Cox.
Because as a shortstop, you're going the same direction as the runner, so you have to kind of try and stop, but also you don't want to get in the way and get run over at the same time. There's a lot going on there. A tough play for a shortstop.
Schlichtig now with the count at 2-2. She's looking for strikeout number 6 on the night if she can get it here. And she gets it. 9 batters make that 10. 6 strikeouts for Schlichtig. And that will do it for the North here in the top of the third. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on. Bottom of the third, still no score. We'll be right back. At Benkin and Mike Shute back here as we move to the bottom of the third inning. No score between the North and South All-Stars. Andrea Adenolfi is stepping up now. Adenolfi digging in, already with a fine play in the field. Hits one right in front of the plate. It's a fair ball. The throw down to first base in time as they quickly step on the bag for out number 1. Adenolfi hit that one. It dented right on the front of the plate and rolled fair.
And that's the 3rd assist of the game for the pitcher. So she's been busy not only just pitching the softball, but also making the defensive plays. 3rd assist, plus she has a put out on the line drive. So she's been the center of attention, literally and figuratively, today out there, on the mound.
Speaking of the center of attention, Courtney Fernandez, who made a couple of fine plays at third, even though one resulted in an error. Step in is Fernandez, remember the Silver Bullets, Overbrook High School. When we look down at so many of these high schools, and if they don't have championship teams, you look and you can say for almost every team with all these players, well, that school has a history of some good players, some good teams. You really see that top to bottom.
Yeah, her father also, Nello, is one of the coaches on the North squad.
This is up high for a ball. 2-0 now, the count to Fernandez.
And he's been a coach for years, going back like at least 10 years back in Pine Hill in the youth league. He's been around the game for a while with his daughter.
That one has popped up. Let's see if it'll reach the seats. Almost reaches our cameraman.
Fred giving us the sign that it was that close, Ed.
Fred Buchter with the outstanding dodge to the left, able to avoid that softball and able to keep the camera safe as always, so you can enjoy with your viewing pleasure. Meanwhile, that is the first strike on Fernandez. Base is empty, 1 out, bottom of the third. Good pitch on the outside corner, and again, we talked about this with Lutz. The way she pitches is she will throw the changeup, she'll throw the fastball, and then she'll throw something in between. A fastball with just something off of it. Not exactly a changeup, just a little different than her number 1 pitch.
You have a swing.
And they check and they say she did swing, so the count now even at 2-2. Let's see, they're going to say no swing, I stand corrected.
The count will be full now, 3-2.
3-2 now the count. That's a swing, and that one's ripped towards right center field, dropping in for a hit, and overrunning it is the center fielder, making the turn out towards second base is Fernandez. Here's the throw. She is out at second base. Excellent recovery in the outfield as Fernandez hit one. Natalie Grousman originally missed that one out in center field, and the right fielder Tiara Harris came over, helped make the play. And as a result, that is out number 2.
Second assist of the night for Harris on the throw from right field.
So Fernandez gets a base hit, but she's put out as score that one again, 9-4 this time. Now 2 outs, base is empty in the inning. Michelle Sullivan unable to get around on one, so quickly 0-2, the count to Sullivan. Tried to check her swing, and she did. So Sullivan now with the count 1-2. Michelle Sullivan, a member of the She-Devils. Looks at one a bit outside. It's 2-2. No score. We are in the bottom of the third, and the way these pitchers are going, we may not see anybody score for quite some time. That one is popped foul. That'll go out of play. And we talked about the secret to success in South Jersey softball. So much of it is pitching. You see a lot of championship games decided 2-1, 1-0. It all comes down to fundamentals and pitching. Absolutely, especially the further along you get in these state tournaments and what have you. I mean, it's all about pitching. Which bounces quite low, as you see. She missed with the off-speed pitch, so it's now 3-2 to the batter, Sullivan. Foul tip. Boy, that's a tough pitch to hit, and a good pitcher's pitch, and she's able to get a piece of that. So the count's still 3-2.
You got a rag up there?
Fouled straight back to the screen. And we had the vantage point of getting where the foul balls are to go right back to the umpires. Mike, I believe you handed one that had a close encounter with a puddle.
It's a little soggy. Keep the microphones dry.
Missing low, ball 4, so Sullivan able to work the walk. So Boynton will come to the plate now with 2 outs and a runner on first base.
Number 6, Julie Boynton.
Julie Boynton will step in, member of the South Jersey Hornets from Lower Merion High School. We mentioned there's a couple of Pennsylvania folks on the rosters, and here is Boynton standing in from Lower Merion. First pitch is over for a called strike.
And if Lower Merion High School sounds familiar, it's of course the home of Kobe Bryant, world champion LA Lakers.
Boynton bunts at that pitch and misses. It's 0-2. Swing and a miss, struck her out. Here's the throw down to second base, but that is the 3rd out of the inning. And the side is retired here in the bottom of the 3rd. No runs, hits, or errors. 1 left on base. 3 complete. It's been a pitcher show so far. No score between the North and South. We're at the South Jersey Girls Softball Association All-Star Game. We'll be back. Welcome back to Gloucester. North and South still scoreless as we go to the 4th. Some changes in the field as first pitch versus high. Mike Shute will take over with play-by-play. Mike?
Thanks, Ed. Started off with the pitcher's mound. New pitcher is Nicholson. She's taking over for Schlichtig. Schlichtig moves over to 3rd, and third baseman Fernandez moves over to 2nd, and a new left fielder is Crystal Birmingham. Cole Bodrog steps to the plate for the North. 3-0 the count.
I can't get out of
it. Takes a called strike. 3-1 now the count.
Bodrog with the Indian Mills Mystics played for Lenape during the high school season. Lenape didn't make the playoffs, but they got hot at the end of the year. They will be a pretty tough team to reckon with next year.
Bunt attempt, nicely done down the first baseline. Is she there? No. Well done defensively as they get the put out at first base. Fernandez covering nicely, and that's 1 down.
And you mentioned it, Fernandez, who just moved over to 2nd after a couple of fine plays at 3rd, able to get on the bag quickly, and that's what you have to do. So much of it is with fundamentals, as we mentioned, with the rotation plays in a situation like that. And, of course, unlike baseball, you see a lot of bunts in softball. You miss the bunt in baseball because it adds to the part of the strategy and the fundamentals of the game, but it is not lost on this game, that's for sure.
Called strike to Ashley Hutchins. Hutchins from the West Jersey Witches, as well as Bordentown High School. Hutchins is a 3.54 grade point average at Bordentown. Next pitch bounces up there. 2-1 now the count. Here in the 4th inning.
Bordentown struggling a bit this year, 6-9, but they're a team a lot of people think will be in the playoff hunt next year.
Next pitch straight down the middle, and it's going to be looped into center field for a base hit for Ashley Hutchins. So she's a 1-out base runner. And I'll bring up Joanna Rutterow.
Rutterow and Reuter, the last 2 batters scheduled to hit in this lineup. As we mentioned earlier, the North and South have everybody in the roster in the batting order to hit. Even if you're in the field or not in the field, you get a chance to bat.
Rutterow, a member of the Pine Hill Firebirds from Delsey High School.
And the best helmet, the batting helmet of anybody. Got the Firebirds thing going in the back. I like that.
First pitch, a called strike. Kind of very hockey-like. Paint your own helmet. One attempt is chopped foul at the plate, and the count quickly runs to 0-2.
I sense a trend here. I wouldn't be surprised if we're watching Major League Baseball in 10 years. All the helmets are fancy enough that it doesn't distract the pitcher, but a little more colorful. Start putting advertisements on them too, probably.
Absolutely. Lauren Nicholson on the mound out of Paula 6 High School, representing the She-Devils. She'll be headed to the University of Maryland, Baltimore, and she was also a scholarship recipient at the beginning of this game. They opened up with a pregame ceremony where scholarships were awarded to 9 players. Next pitch, fastball, called strike, steal attempt. She's in there, safe. Stolen base for Ashley Hutchins, so she's in scoring position, but now with 2 outs as Ruttero goes down on strikes.
Yeah, nice pitch there as Nicholson came with the fastball. It's a good pitch for the catcher to handle, and she was able to gather and get a decent throw. It bounced just enough, but a good jump at first base by Hutchins. She's able to get into second base. The jump was the difference. Not a perfect throw, but a throw that usually will get a base runner.
Time called on the field. It's trying to get some defensive alignments. Caitlin Reuter, the batter. Reuter from Clearview High School, plays for the South Jersey Hornets. First pitch over for a called strike. Reuter from the South, playing for the North, as they needed an extra catcher on the North squad, so they moved her over. Still an all-star nonetheless, though, Ed.
What a year for Clearview, too. They won the South Jersey Group 3. This is a team that is such a proud program. Just a couple years ago had just 3 wins, and they came back, stuck together, and rebuilt and won the championship.
Swinging at a strike. 1-2 now the count as Nicholson continues to heat up there on the mound. This one's looped in the infield. Nicely done by Fernandez to make the catch, and that'll retire the side here in the top of the 4th. Still no score. However, the North does pick up their first hit of the ball game in that inning. We'll be back with the bottom of the 4th after this. Back here in Gloucester City, Mike Shute and Ed Benkin. We've got a dead ball call here. I guess they're going to call that a foul ball. The time was still called on the field, one or the other. So it'll be, nonetheless, it'll still have Crystal Birmingham at the plate, number 10. Birmingham is representing the Gloucester Township Extremes, also plays at Overbrook High School. So now this is officially the first pitch to Birmingham, and that is a ball. 1-1 the count. So it's a dead ball, foul ball. No score here in the bottom of the 4th in the South Jersey Girls Softball Association Classic All-Star Game. New pitcher in the game for the North, it's Anna Dahl. A couple other defensive changes as well. We'll get those to you as quickly as possible. Over at third is Joanna Ruttero, as that ball gets fouled past Ruttero. You see her catching the ball and throwing it back in. But the shortstop now is Nicole Bodrog. New catcher behind the plate is Caitlin Reuter. And we also have a new first baseman in the game as well. Called third strike to Birmingham. 1 out here in the 4th. First strikeout of the game for Dahl.
And that is Megan O'Brien, who was high in the order, didn't play in the field to start, now over at first base. And as Mike mentioned, Dahl on the mound, showing what she can do, had a strong season for Camden Catholic.
Back to the top of the order, it's Anna Leidy, who grounded out to second in the first inning on an outstanding play. That was turned in by Christy Stefanoni. This one grounded towards third. Ruttero scoops it up and easily makes the play over to first. That's 2 outs here in the top half of the 4th. Pardon me, bottom half of the 4th inning. No score in the South Jersey Girls Softball Association All-Star Game here from Gloucester.
And just 1 hit apiece for each side. One other runner reaching base on her. Make that 2 hits. Fernandez on one side getting thrown out, trying to stretch a single to a double. So We've had 3 hits, and only 2 of the hitters that got the hits actually stayed on base after the hits, so it's a kind of dominating pitcher performance we've had.
First pitch to Reichert, over for a called strike. Reichert from the Gloucester Township Extremes, and played at Bishop Eustace. 1-1 the count here with 2 outs in the bottom half of the 4th. This one's chopped foul, so the count runs to 1-2 to Reichert. Reichert bounced back to the mound in her first plate appearance in the first inning.
You mentioned Reuter behind the plate. She's used to catching talented pitchers. She and Kate Shirley made one of the best batteries in South Jersey this year.
Here's one grounded towards second. Picked up, throw over to first in time. That'll do it here in the bottom half of the 4th. Still no score between the North and the South here in the South Jersey Girls Softball Association All-Star Game. We'll be back with more after this. Back here at Gloucester at the Little League Complex, I'm Mike Shute along with Ed Benkin. Back to the top of the order for the North. It's Nat Grossman, who struck out in her first plate appearance and watches a called strike go by here in the top half of the 5th. They had a pitcher's duel so far, although we've seen now 4 pitchers in this game.
And we've seen 14 batters come to the plate for the North All-Stars. As you mentioned, Grossman now the 15th. She's the first one to bat for the second time. And there have been a total of 7 strikeouts. Half of the lineup struck out. This is an all-star hitting lineup, too.
As you often hear, though, good pitching will be good hitting any day. And I think this is a good example of it right here. 1-2 the count now to Grossman. Grossman started this game in center field. She'll be headed to the University of Maryland this fall. 2-2 now the count. This one's looped in the infield, caught easily over there at first base for the first out here in the 5th.
Mike, you and I had a discussion very briefly during in between innings. We were on break. Of all the sports in South Jersey, you can make an argument saying that softball is South Jersey's strongest sport as far as how it matches up not only with the rest of the state, but the rest of the country.
Sure, but especially statewide. I mean, you've got Pennsville, Haddon Heights winning state championships this year, just to name a couple. And
Washington Township
Group 1 and Group 2. And there you go, Washington Township Group 4. So, clearly there's some strength in that area. We saw a lot of great play this year at the high school level in South Jersey.
It's a great example of that. We just mentioned Washington Township winning Group 4. They weren't even the favorites with the way Cherokee was rolling and a couple other teams. Township just got hot, and then once they got hot, they blew away the North champion in the title game, 7-1.
Ball 3 to Jackie Tiemann. Tiemann from Downingtown High School, one of our only other representative from the Pennsylvania area playing this game tonight. This ball hit towards second, picked up easily by Fernandez, throws over to first, 2 outs. Fernandez has been solid defensively, whether she's been at third or first.
And Mike, we had that hard heat wave, and as we mentioned, this game was supposed to be played last night. The thunderstorms came in, so as a result, we have a very comfortable night here, considering we're nearing towards the end of July and heading towards August.
Almost chilly, if you ask me, to be wearing the sleeveless jerseys that these young ladies are wearing tonight. Christy Stefanoni steps to the plate. She popped out to center field in her first plate appearance back in the 1st. We are here in the top half of the 5th, no score in this ball game. This one grounded sharply, but foul down the line.
Although
Coach is scattering over there.
The weather's a bit cooler, as you would say. I bet you all these players who play in the spring would trade this for one of those April 3rd 3:30 games where it's a little cooler outside.
Absolutely. Wind continues to blow hard across the field from right to left.
Get that great change of seasons in high school softball. At least in the summertime, it's pretty consistent. The players, most of them have gone through a whole season in the spring. They're used to dealing with the elements weather-wise by the time they play a full season this summer.
0-2 count to Stefanoni. This one misses high for a ball. And you hear a couple of taps going on out there on the mound. And Lauren Nicholson, with every pitch, you'll hear the glove hit her leg. Then she lets it fly. And another sharply hit ball down the line, down the third base line by Stefanoni.
Our third base coach almost let fly there because he had to dodge for his life. There he is.
Abe Chapin, I think, from the Indian Mills Mystics.
And pretty shifty, I might add, too. That second one, he really had to dodge out of the way in a hurry.
He coached the Mystics to the Inferno Tournament Championship and a top 20 finish in the Pennsbury Tournament. 1-2 pitch grounded back to the mound. Nicholson calmly fields and throws over to first for the third out. So zeros remain on the scoreboard, Ed, here as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Back with more after this on Comcast Cable Channel 43. Mike Shute and Ed Benkin back here in Gloucester City at the Little League Complex here in Gloucester City for the South Jersey Girls Softball Association Classic All-Star Game. And Ed, a scoreless game so far. As pitching has been dominant. We'll see another new pitcher in the the top half of the next inning. But right now it's Michelle Schlichtig who started the game at pitcher for the South, leading off for the South here at the plate. On the mound remains Anna Dahl for the North. Schlichtig grounds the changeup towards first for the unassisted putout over there for the first out of the inning.
And she waited on the changeup and decided she was going to take a hack at it. The problem was the changeup came in a little high. Wasn't really able to get a good swing down on the ball. Was able to just kind of chop it over to first base. And once again, as Mike mentioned, the pitchers are the stars tonight so far.
O'Brien with the putout over there at first. First pitch to Lisa Bushako is over for a called strike. Next pitch low. 1-1 now to count.
Bushako heading to Fordham after the season, as is her Gloucester Township Extreme teammate Schlichtig, who just came up.
Hit sharply down the third baseline. Nice backhand play and throw to get the out. 2 down. Well done over there.
And ouch, we mean that in a polite way. What a stretch over at first base. As O'Brien was able to get the full extension. Tall first baseman, so that helped a little bit too. But a great play at third, great play at first.
Nicely done by Joanna Rudder over there at third to backhand it along the line and make the long throw across the diamond. And there you see O'Brien, who did a nice job to stretch and get the put out. Megan O'Brien there at first base. It brings to the plate Jennifer Lake, who started the game in right field. 2 outs here in the 5th. Bottom half of the 5th. We'll get another look at it here, though. The play by Ruddero at third. Ball hit sharply, Ed.
And Ruddero, that might be a double if she doesn't get on, but she was playing in shallow, and you should see that help the play, too.
And that is not a replay there, as Ruddero makes the play on another ball hit sharply down the third base line. So she gets 2 assists here in the bottom half of the 5th. Impressive style. Good defense, good pitching, dominating. We still have a scoreless ball game here as we head to the top of the 6th. We'll be back with more on Comcast Cable Channel 43. Top of the 6th inning here in Gloucester City. I'm Mike Shute along with Ed Benkin. And Ed, scoreless tie. There you see it as the flag continues to fly. But scoreless game, pitching dominating so far. And we've got another new pitcher taking over for the South here in the top half of the 6th.
That's right. It'll be Julie Boynton getting a chance to pitch for the first time. She's a member of the South Jersey Hornets. Another one of those Pennsylvania products from Lower Merion High School. She gets her chance to pitch. Probably not that far right from her. That's the advantage about being in Gloucester. You're so close to the bridge.
Absolutely. New catcher as well as Michelle Sullivan of the She-Devils and from Paulsboro High School takes over behind the plate. Leading off is Anna Dahl, who was taking over the pitching duty. Started the game at first base. She is now pitching for the North. Takes first pitch low for a ball, 1-0. She struck out in her first plate appearance.
And after this pitch, I'll tell you why my friend Mike Shute was not a liar in the pregame show.
Next pitch is also low for a ball, 2-0. Ed, why am I not a liar?
Because you promised our audience that there would not be an all-star tie that would be stopped. If they are tied after 9 innings, they go to international rules. They put a runner on second and they keep going. So if they're still tied, and the reason we say this now is just because of the way the pitchers are pitching and the fielders are playing, they will still continue to play and they'll put base runners on.
will be an interesting addition, something that I personally have never seen, but it will be interesting if we get that far. 2-2 the count now to Anna Dahl. Julie Boynton's doing a nice job on mixing her pitches up right now, changing speeds out there on the mound as she's just taken over here in the 6th. This one fouled straight back. Play stop for a minute. Our home plate umpire has, they've got pitchers warming up down in each corner of the field, and he wants to make sure there's someone out there to cover up those pitchers so they don't get hit with any foul balls. Pitchers that are warming up down the lines. By the way, our home plate umpire is Tom Kona. At first base is Bob Binder, and at third base, Joe Carlemere. All-star umpires for this All-Star game. And now we've got a little problem in the field where the player has the wrong glove. Perhaps she had her outfield glove, and now she needs an infield glove.
So we've got the glove change. We've got the pitchers warming up, feeling safe. Nice job by our umpires.
Count is 3-2, and ball 4. Anna Dahl draws the walk to lead things off here in the top half of the 6th. Dahl only the third base runner only the third batter to reach base in this game for the North. And we've got a courtesy runner for the pitcher Dahl, and I believe that's Stefanoni who's going to be the courtesy runner over at second base.
Well, runs are at a premium. I wouldn't be surprised, as we see right now. We said O'Brien might be bunting. And one run's going to look pretty big the way the pitchers and the way the defense is going tonight.
Absolutely. One thing that's also the first walk that the North has been able to scratch up tonight too. Bunt put down nicely. Schlichtig, great throw to second, but a little bit low and juggled, and they're going to call it safe at second base. Would have been a force play if she could hang on, but could not. So she's safe. Stefanoni slides in safely to second base.
And immediately the crowd around us peers into our monitor waiting for the replay. I think, from our vantage point, it looked like she had control. As we take a look at it again, this is a decent bump by O'Brien. This is just a nice job on the rotation play by the Southerners to get on the ball quickly. And you see the ball's fielded right here. The third baseman, Schlichtig, gets on it. Now watch the play. It's in time. There was a little bit of a juggle, but when it hit the ground, it looked like she may have had it right there. I don't know. That's pretty close.
First pitch over for a called strike to Dee Dee Rutterow. Rutterow started this game in left field. She struck out her first time. Time called as Rutterow is going to talk things over.
So officially, they scored that a hard luck error on our second baseman, who, again, looked like she had control as Ricker was there. Again, she juggled it initially. The question is, by the time it landed in her glove, which was sitting on the ground, was the runner already in? If it was still up in the air when the runner was coming in, then she's safe, but that was the ruling. Looked like she might have been able to squeeze it in time.
Rutterow squaring around the bunt. That one fouled off. So now she is in the hole, 0-2.
So trying to move the runner over with the bunt. Now, I have to believe the bunt's probably going to be off of the count 0-2, even in this situation where you have runners at first and second and nobody out.
Straight steal attempt, and it is successful. The ball airmailed in the left field, but well, nice job backing up out there is Fernandez, Ed, who we've seen all over the field tonight. She's backing up the play there in left field and keeps the run from scoring, but a double steal successful as O'Brien moves up to second. And the courtesy runner moves into third base. That, of course, was Stefanoni. She moves up to third, and with nobody out, prime scoring position for these two runners for the North.
Absolutely, and we got a situation right here where if you're the batter runner, or you just want to put it in play, even if you hit a ground ball in the infield, they make the play to first. There's a good chance the runner's going to try to come home.
Joe Cerisi of the Gloucester Township Extremes heads out to the mound to have a word with his pitcher. There you see Julie Boynton looking in, trying to solve this puzzle here. Bunt attempt is fouled off. That'll be a strikeout as Rutterow goes down with the third pitch bunted foul.
Yeah, she's thinking right there. She gets the bunt down. They throw to first. The runner will come home and challenge the arm of the first baseman O'Brien, but instead she's unable to get it down fair. And a nice job by the pitcher Boynton to keep the ball low. Difficult pitches to bunt at, and that's why she fouled them off.
So score that, a strikeout for Boynton. It'll bring to the plate Mindy Cox. Mindy is from Gloucester City. The only player in this game from Gloucester City, actually. So
Again,
she's got to like playing in front of the home crowd.
The Drexel at Penn type road trip for her. A quick ride, or a quick walk across the street.
Want to know the count to Cox? Cox reached on an error in her first plate appearance. She fakes the bunt, pulls back. Stefanoni dives back to third safely. No throw, though.
You almost get the feeling that if a run's going to score, it's going to be on, we don't mean a goofy play, but something where there's a bunt, the runner comes home from first, runner tries to come on a pass ball, another runner goes to another base, something a little out of the ordinary.
Count runs to 2-0 to Cox. Pardon me, 3-0. 3-0 the count to Cox.
Pulled out, right? 3-0.
There's some confusion, I think, on the count.
Yeah.
We have it here as 3-0, and I think our home plate umpire, that's what I like to see. The umpire's not sure. He double checks, wants to be sure, doesn't want to get the call wrong, wants to make sure it's right, and he has it right at 3-0.
You got to believe Cox will be doing nothing here but watching this pitch wherever it is. Swinging away and smashing it foul down the first base line. I guess it's the kind of situation where you know you're going to get a good pitch to hit, so take a whack at it.
Well, number one, that's the big reason. As you said, she thinks she's going to get a pitch to hit, but I think the other factor is, not that it's a bad thing if she walks from the North perspective. If she walks, she got the bases loaded. It sets up the force at home the way these defenses are playing.
Ball 4. As Cox squared the bunt but watched it sail wide, so she's aboard with a walk. 2 walks in the inning, as well as the sacrifice bunt. So bases loaded with 1 out for Maria Lutz. Lutz started the game as the pitcher for the North. So the idea here, Ed, just to get the ball in play, I think, if you're Lutz batting for the North.
Well, you want to get it in play, but keep in mind the infield is playing shallow. She gets it in play and hits it right to one of the fielders. They're going to come home with the force. So you got the infield at least on the left side drawn in. I think it's a case where she's going to have to get it at least far enough away from one of them or past them.
Lutz loops one foul out of play along the first base side, hitting the dugout over here. 0-2 now the count, with 1 out here in the 6th.
We're in like the fortress of solitude here, Mike. We're all set. We've got the big tin roof over our heads, the gate in front of us. We are protected.
0-2 pitch, lined into left field. That's going to bring in at least 1 run. And that's all, but 1 run could be huge in this game. That is the liner to left by Maria Lutz drives in the courtesy runner for Anna Dahl, who was Christy Stefanoni. So Stefanoni scores, and it's a 1-0 lead for the North here.
Nice job to get around on that pitch. She's able to square around and really do a nice job of putting that ball in play. As we mentioned, that's part of it too, is just getting it in play, but she was able to drive the ball. And the other big thing is not only does 1 run score, but everybody moves up the base, still only 1 out.
And it brings up Nicole Webb. Webb started the game at third. She bunts one towards the first baseman. Play at the plate is a force, and the out is made. Nicely done at first. And Lisa Bushako coming in, just flipping it to the catcher, Michelle Sullivan, for the force out. And that's 2 outs.
So 2 outs in the inning with a 1-0 game now, and I think a case here where South, despite the fact that we mentioned runs are going to be a rarity, will be very happy to get out of this with just 1 run against them.
So Mindy Cox aboard at third, Maria Lutz at second, and Nicole Webb at first, and it brings to the plate Tiara Harris. Harris, of course, with a couple assists in the game from the outfield, struck out in her first plate appearance in the 3rd.
Incidentally, we've just been informed the part of the scoreboard that keeps the runs is not working, so it'll say 0-0, but it is a 1-0 game.
That pitch a called strike as well, so the count runs to 0-2 to Harris, with 2 outs here in the 6th. And strike 3, Harris goes down swinging. But the North gets on the scoreboard first tonight, drawing first blood, thanks to the RBI single by Maria Lutz, who started this game on the mound for the North. 1-0 your score here as we head to the bottom half of the 6th. Back with more after this on Comcast Cable, Channel 43.
Number 5, from Extremes, Kim Birmingham.
Back here in Gloucester City, Mike Shute along with Ed Benkin. Here in the bottom half of the 6th, Kim Birmingham leads it off for the South. She's a representative of the Gloucester Township Extremes out of Overbrook. Takes a called strike, 1-1 the count. And Adolfo on the mound as the second pitcher of the night for the North. She took over for Maria Lutz. Lutz, of course, with the RBI single in the top half of this inning, accounting for the only run of this ballgame. 1-2 now the count to Birmingham. Birmingham will be attending Caldwell. I believe it's called. Is it still Caldwell College yet, or is it now university up there in North Jersey?
I believe it is college, but in any event, you look down at some of the schools that these young ladies are attending, and it's not just that they're great softball players. A lot of them are outstanding students to be able to go some of the places they're going.
Yeah, you've got the Naval Academy, Fordham, to name a few. Full count now to Birmingham, and the North did it, Ed, by starting off the inning with a walk, and the South trying to scratch themselves a run as well. Birmingham hangs tough by fouling that one off at the plate.
You mentioned a couple of players going to Fordham. Fordham is in that Patriot League, which is, we mean this in a respectful way, it's kind of like the Ivy League Junior. And a lot of people consider it the next tier, and along with the Naval Academy as far as education, and that's not bad.
It's like the Ivy League minors. Ball fouled back. And the count remains full at 3-2, so Kim Birmingham hanging tough. She got the first hit of this ballgame with a single back in the second. One of just 2 hits on the night for the South. Nice changeup and a nice job by Birmingham to hang back and not be fooled by that. Fouled it off again, so she's fouled off 3 straight to hang in there and keep the count full at 3-2.
And again, we've seen some hitters battle. So far, the pitchers have won the majority of the matchups tonight.
This one chopped fouled on the third base line, so Birmingham continues to hang tough. She's already seen 9 pitches in this at bat. And she ran the count full in her last time up, so she's getting her money's worth.
Yes, she is, and pitches have been right around the plate, and I think the hitters, too, have adjusted to the fact they realized going in, and for good reason, as you mentioned, because in an all-star game, it's a wide strike zone.
Change up, and Birmingham hangs off it to work the walk. Nicely done there by Birmingham. A great at bat as she is aboard to start things off here for the South in the bottom half of the 6th.
Down by number 27, from the Extremes, Danielle Cohen.
Brings to the plate Cohen. Cohen bunts one towards third. Nice play by Ruddero to get the force at second and nullify the sacrifice. Safe at first, however, is Danielle Cohen.
We have not seen too many successful sacrifices tonight, and that isn't necessarily because of the way the hitters are bunting the ball. And we talked about before how fundamentally sound all of these players are. The defenses have just been on top of things, and the third basemen are practically at home plate when the bunt comes down.
Andrea Adinolfi hits this one to Ruddero. Ruddero over to second, back to first, not in time to turn the double play. Nearly pulled off the twin killing there, but nicely done, 5-4, as Adinolfi grounds in to the fielder's choice for 2 outs.
And that's a great play again over at third base, is able to get her glove on it again was Ruddero, and she had to extend a lot of great range by some of the infielders too. We talked about how well they charged the balls on the bunts, but excellent range over at third base there by Ruddero, and really with a lot of our fielders.
And Ruddero, Ed, with 4 consecutive assists. So she's been involved in each of the last 4 outs that the North has been able to acquire. Brings Fernandez to the plate. She loops one down the right field line, coming in hard, and it's going to fall and get by the right fielder. Fernandez is going to hold up at first. She'll get the single, and heading over to third is Adinolfi. So the Silver Bullets teammates making quite a connection there as Adinolfi winds up at third base, and Courtney Fernandez aboard at first with the single.
And nice job by Fernandez. And Shute went to right field before. It's her second hit of the game. Our only player in the lineup with 2 hits, but she was thrown out trying to stretch it to a double. And good base running to get from first to third on that play by Adenolfi.
Only player on either lineup, I guess, Ed, with multi-hits tonight. First pitch, a called strike to Michelle Sullivan. She takes that one. We'll see if any strategy in the works for the South, Ed, in terms of getting Fernandez moving. Sullivan loops this one in the center, and it's caught. Nicely done in center field as she hauled it in for the out, and she gets the congratulations there. At the end of 6, it's the North 1, South nothing here in the South Jersey Girls Softball Association Classic All-Star Game. Back with more after this. Back here in Gloucester City, Mike Shute and Ed Benkin here for the top of the 7th. Back to Ed Benkin for the play-by-play.
All right, Mike, and Nicole Bodrog will lead it off for the North All-Stars as she looks at one low for a ball. She grounded out to second base her first time up. 1-0 lead for the North All-Stars as we are playing in the top of the 7th inning. And an outstanding All-Star game, particularly with the fielding and pitching, as the next pitch misses low for a ball. So the count now is 2-0. And that time is called as I'll tell you one thing, our home plate umpire is certainly in charge tonight, and in a respectful way, too.
Keeping busy back there behind the plate. He's got to come over here, get the balls out of the cage over here when they need some extra balls.
That's ripped down the left field line. That'll go in for extra bases. Is taking the turn as Bodrog. She will head for second and slam on the brakes after taking the wide turn. So leadoff double for Bodrog to start the 7th.
And that ball was absolutely smoked. Didn't think it was going to get to the corner, but it just kept running and running. Got down there, and she's in scoring position to start things off here in the 7th. So for the second straight inning, Ed, the North gets their leadoff runner aboard, and that's key.
And so Julie Boynton, the Lower Merion product, as you got to look at there, trying to work her way out of trouble again, and Hutchins will come up, and I guarantee you she'll be trying to lay one down to the right side of the infield, and this gets it the other way and rolls it foul.
Ed, I want to maybe strategically disagree with you. I think you'd want to bunt towards the third base side, because it's going to make a tough play for the third baseman there to make the catch turn completely around. You got the first baseman charging. She's got an easier angle to make that throw.
Good point, and she says, forget that. I want to take a full hack, and sends one foul into a tree. That does make sense, I'll give you that, but at the same time, I think the bump might be off right now.
Exactly, especially after that last swing.
It's one high for a ball. It's 1-2. 1-0 lead for the North as we play in the top of the 7th.
And really, what do I know about softball? I mean, let's be honest.
Nah, I wouldn't say you wouldn't. Mike, your astute knowledge of the game is overwhelming as the pitch just swung on a miss for a strike.
I'm just looking at it logically. It's a tough play for the third baseman to pick that up on the run, turn around and throw behind her. First baseman charging hard is going to have an easier time to catch and throw over to third base.
And the point is moot as Hutchins strikes out, so
well, we'll see.
For Joanna Ruddero now, the hitter, she steps in. She was the strikeout victim her first time up. Swings and misses at that pitch for a strike. Here's the throw down to third base. They've got the runner on the rundown. Here's the throw back over to second. There's the tag for the out. Well, Bodrog saw she was going to be a dead duck, and so she decided to try to scamper back to second, looking, as you can see, a little confused about whether she saw a signal wrong or something. But quickly there are the bases empty now and 2 out. And a couple of runners caught stealing tonight. 2 outs, bases empty now, and Ruddero stands in, looks at one up high for a ball. It's 1-1.
Now the whole thing is absolutely moot, Ed. I mean, now we don't have to worry about a bunt. We don't have to worry about who's going to field it, where they're going to throw it.
Yeah, the strategy here is get a base hit if you're Ruddero. Tough pitch as it breaks in on the inside corner for a strike. Ruddero now stands back in as she is down in the count. No time is called as Ruddero will step back out. Breaking ball and a beauty over for a strike. Ruddero looked back, but boy, that was a tough pitch, and that is the third strike. Umpire had 1-1. Now here's the confusion. Ruddero, I think, thought it was strike 3. Actually, I thought it was 1-2 originally too, but then I heard our umpire before that last pitch go 1-1. I think that's the third. It should be the third strike, but they have it as 1-1. They're going to double check.
Yeah. And now he just said strike 3. They're checking it. The umpires are talking things over.
I think Retero knows it should be strike 3 because she headed towards the dugout.
Yeah, but you got to hang in there just in case. You never want to give up hope. Tom Kona, our home plate umpire, talking this over now with the first base umpire Bob Binder, and he's checking with the third base ump Joe Carlemere, and I believe that was 3 strikes.
Yeah, that was the 4th pitch of the inning, and that is strike 3, so they do get it correct, and the side is retired for the North here in the 7th. They get 1 hit, but no runs. They can't add to their 1-0 lead, but they hold the lead as we go to the bottom of the 7th here on Comcast Cablevision Channel 43. We'll be right back. Ed Benkin and Mike Shute back here in Gloucester, who moved to the bottom of the 7th. South Jersey Girls Softball Association All-Star Game. First pitch is high for a ball, 1-0 to our first batter as standing in is Boynton. Boynton's a strikeout victim her first time up. Let's see a pitch high for a ball, 2-0. New battery now for the North All-Stars. Nicole Webb on the mound. She's pitching, Danielle Cohn on the mound pitching, I should say, for the South. Pitch is swung on and missed for a strike. Excuse me, that'll be for the next inning. We do have Webb on the mound now pitching for the North. So Webb is on the mound, Cox is catching for the North. Next pitch is bunted. It goes right back to Webb at the mound. She'll make the play to first for out number 1. So Nicole Webb retires the first batter she faces for the first out.
2 West Jersey Witches connecting there as Webb picked it up and threw over to Hutchins. Webb from Manchester Township. She was a first-team All-County out there in Ocean County. And had a nice GPA for Ms. Webb, 3.96.
Very impressive, and we mentioned how these are all outstanding students as well. First pitch is swung on and missed for a strike as standing in now is Laura Nicholson. South trying to claw their way back here, down 1-0 to the North. That pitch is fouled right back to the screen. Well, the count now is 0-2. We're sure about the count this time. It's 0-2. 2 pitches, 2 strikes to Nicholson. Missing low and away for a ball. It's 1-2. Yeah, people talk about in this situation how you have to be patient, pick out your pitches. Well, it's pretty hard when the pitchers are pitching the way they are. Off-speed pitch. Boy, that looked like it could have been strike 3, but it was a ball. It was close.
And Webb, who's on the mound for the West Jersey Witches, she saw her team go to 44-13. That was their record in tournaments this year.
Now she gets the strikeout, so 2 up and 2 down as Webb. Looks impressive on the mound for out number 2. Back to the top of the order with Anna Lighty coming up next.
And Ed, you saw a little some hand slapping going on and stuff. That's part of one of the unique things of softball. You know, you get some of these little tricky kind of things going on, crazy handshakes, wild chants coming from the dugouts. It keeps you in the game.
And see, we don't want to be baseball bashers here too much, but that is one of the beauties about softball. We will see everybody's in the game almost the whole time. You know, a lot of that excitement that goes on inning after inning, pitch by pitch. Swung on a miss for a strike. It's 1-1. In fact, during the regular season, I'm surprised a lot of teams' voices aren't hoarse from all you hear game in and game out. You have to play 2-3 times a week. Swung on a miss for a strike. We say 3 times a week sometimes, even though that's not how the schedule goes, but Mother Nature often forces that towards the end of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Anna Lighty, the batter, she'll be attending Georgian Court next year.
Takes it high and outside for a ball. 2-2 now, the count to Lighty. From Pensgrove High School. Off-speed pitch struck her out, so a strong inning for Webb as she puts the South down in order. 7 in the books in Gloucester. It's the North 1, the South nothing. 2 more innings at least on the docket for tonight. We'll be back right after this. Well, the new pitcher is Danielle Cohen on the mound now for the South All-Stars, with the North leading by a score of 1-0. Kim Birmingham back behind the plate to catch, and Caitlin Reuter swings and misses the first pitch for a strike.
And this is an extreme battery, Ed. You've got the extreme pitcher, the extreme catcher, and extreme at third, at first, too.
Boy, right on cue. That is out number 1. Mike, I think she was listening to you. So
I do what I can.
The extreme does their part, and that's the first out. Is Cohen smiling as she sees the same kind of defense she sees a lot throughout the season. Boy, how'd you like to have Cohen and Schlichtig as your 2 pitchers?
That's a dominated. That's like your basic Randy Johnson, Kurt Schilling.
Absolutely.
Throw him out there.
Ex-batter is Nat Grossman. You could make an argument that Schlichtig, Cohen, 1-2 were the top 2 pitchers in South Jersey this year. Schlichtig, I think you won't get an argument as far as being number 1.
It is. You've got Randy Johnson, Kurt Schilling. You've got Cohen coming from the left side. Randy, she's a little taller. She's Randy Johnson. Schlichtig over third. She's Kurt Schilling with the right hand. I mean, that's what you got.
And Cohen will be back next year with Cherokee, incidentally. She was a junior this past year.
And she is throwing what they like to say is some serious cheddar. That is some fast stuff. She's bringing it.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of pitchers mixing off-speed pitches. That's not been the case with Cohen so far.
Maybe we'll see one here. No.
Maybe. Not meant to disrespect Cohen, because of course we talked about the Johnson Schilling mode, but it's almost like Al Holland used to say when he pitched for the Phillies, here's my fastball, hit it if you can, and that's what Cohen's doing right now. Didn't mean to compare to a 1-year star to a 10, 15-year star like we're seeing with Schilling and Johnson. And she gets the strikeout on the high heat, and that is out number 2. So Cohen now 2 hitters and 2 outs, 1 on a ground out, 1 on a strikeout. Jackie Teeman looks at one a bit outside for a ball, 1-0. North trying to add to their 1-0 lead here in the 8th. Slice down the right field line. That is a fair ball. They will hold the runner at first base as the right fielder was thinking about going first out. They're going to say foul ball. It was pretty close from our vantage point, and everyone kind of stopped for a second, but it is foul.
Of course, our vantage point. When you say close from our vantage, it's like saying, yeah, I could see that, and you're sitting behind a pillar.
We have no complaints about where we are, believe me, folks. We just can't see much down the right field side. We will trust our handy monitor directly in front of us. You see, there we are right there in the corner. You can look to our left. That would be your left. Right to the left of Cohen, that's where we are right there. Yeah, there we are. Ground ball over to shortstop. Nice grab over at short. Just in time at first base on a stretch for out number 3. And that will do it for the North in the top of the 8th. As they go down in order, we move to the bottom of the 8th. North still holding a 1-0 lead. North and South battling in the South Jersey Girls Softball Coaches Association All-Star Game. We'll be back. Ed Benkin and Mike Shute back here in Gloucester, and watch the replay again. Let's see if this one was fair or foul. You make the call at home.
That's foul. That's foul.
Just foul.
Absolutely.
Outstanding call by our umpire down at first base.
And actually, I don't think he saw it. It was the home plate umpire that actually made the call, because the first base umpire was trying to get in position and out of the way of somebody who's trying to field that ball. That's where he was standing, was basically where that ball landed.
First pitch to Rickard is in for a strike. Next pitch is over for a strike as she thought about bunting. It's 0-2. Meanwhile, the South running out of chances here as we were in the bottom of the 8th. They're trailing 1-0. Off-speed pitch nubbed down the first base side, but make the play for the out as covering is the second baseman. Nice job again defensively by the North. As getting over there was Stefani, and that is out number 1.
Yeah, and that's again, earlier on we saw that replay and you saw the first base bag. That's where the first base bag, having that extra width on it, really helps make the game safer, because you don't have to worry about people running into each other. You don't have to worry about an injury there. The player who's running over to cover the bag has that extra little bit of leeway to get over there and take their time and find the bag, and the runner still has the rest of the bag to run and go full bore right at it. So it kind of adds a little bit of safety to the game.
Here is Schlichtig as she looks at one for a strike count now. Evens up at 1-1.
And a lot of times when you try and add safety into a game, it makes for something that's totally ludicrous. But in this case, I think it's an excellent addition to the game.
Swung on a miss for a strike. It's 1-2 as Schlichtig was looking for the fastball, didn't get it.
You know, you put like the face mask on, then you can't see what you're doing when you're batting, those kind of things. This is a real great addition, I think, to add some safety to the game for the players.
Off-speed pitch misses high. Webb's done a fine job since she's come in. Looks strong this past inning, and we'll see if she doesn't get in any trouble. The North elects her to try to finish this one out as we're now in the bottom of the 8th.
Webb adding some sound effects to her pitching as well, and giving some grunts and groans out there as she lets it fly. And that one she seemed to put a little extra mustard behind it, but the last pitch, had an off-speed pitch, did the same thing. Makes it sound like she's firing as hard as possible, and then she lets up on it, and you've got the impression that she's going to zing it when it really comes in there nice and slow.
No question, she, with that extra grunt, she put a little oomph in that pitch. It was a high fastball that strikes out Schlichtig, and that is out number 2 here in the 8th.
And there you go, a little handshake with the infield again there.
Don't want to interrupt a ball player's routine. That's one thing we've learned.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it be softball, baseball, on any level.
Any ball for that matter. Basketball players have their routines, football players.
Lisa Bashako now standing in. 2 outs, base is empty. Bottom of the 8th, 13 trailing 1-0. Looks at one for a ball. Make it a strike, delayed call. Next pitch high and tight for a ball. Did it hit her?
I was going to say it hit the batter, it hit her hand.
Yes, it did, so she will go to first base.
Although oftentimes you hear that the hand is considered part of the bat, but in this case they're going to say hit by pitch. She takes the spot at first base.
Shako, a 2-out base runner now. Jennifer Lake will try to keep it going.
That's one thing. I gotta say, I've watched a lot of softball. I don't think I've ever seen a player hit by a pitch in softball too often. Just the pitchers seem to have more control. I mean, that underhand release, you're going to get a pretty straight ball coming in.
Pitch is over for a strike. There was a case made by one writer this year during the spring to move back the pitcher's mound because the pitchers have become so dominating. You see a lot of these great games, but it is tough to hit off a pitcher throwing that hard, that close, and changing speeds.
Absolutely. I mean, it is not a far distance at all. What's it, about 45 feet at the most? I mean, that is not a lot of space.
Off-speed pitch misses high. It is 2-1 to Lake. Trying to get something going here for the South. Trailing 1-0. Bottom of the 8th, not any game scheduled for tonight. Foul back to the screen. We will have a post-game interview. Hoping to be joined by Bill Johnson, the president of the league, who we saw earlier present the scholarships. Hopefully we'll get a chance to chat with him after the game and talk about the success of not just the game, but with the leagues in general and what we've seen. Swung on a miss, struck her out. So Webb with an impressive 8th inning. Able to get the side down almost in order. Hits one batter, but keeps the rest of the bases empty. We move to the 9th inning. Still 1-0, the North leading the South. We'll be right back. At Benkin and Mike Shute back here in Gloucester City, we're seeing a pitcher's duel and a defensive struggle as well in the South Jersey Girls Softball Association All-Star Game. The North leading the South 1-0. North All-Stars coming to bat here as we start the top of the 9th inning. First pitch is over for a called strike. Stefani who stands in. On the night she has popped out and grounded out. She grounds one foul.
But she's also scored the only run of the game, Ed, as she was filled in as a courtesy runner for Anna Dahl back in the 6th inning. Dahl walked, and Stefanoni took her place as a courtesy runner at first base because at the time Dahl was pitching.
Stefanoni stays alive as she grounds one foul. Still 0-2. Well, you got Cohen, another pitcher, as Mike mentioned last inning, likes to throw the cheese, and she's throwing it all right. Ground ball right back to Cohen. She'll have to turn. Left-hander makes the play to first in time for the out. That is a tougher play than it looks for a left-hander who needs that extra split second to turn the body and throw, but she gets the play.
But she did it wisely. Rather than trying to turn with her the front of her body facing forward, she spun around, getting some extra momentum too by spinning that way. Having your back then face the plate and throw it over to first. It would take much longer if she would have done it the other way. And probably wouldn't have got Stefanoni, who we saw flying down the line there.
Here's Ann Dahl standing in as she looks at the first pitch for a strike. Dahl struck out, reached base on a walk, and that eventually led to the only run. She was pinch run for. Check swing, foul back to the screen, 0-2. Well, with the way Cohen's pitching, if you check swing and you get the bat around, you can knock it into center field just with the velocity.
Dahl was shaking her head that time after that pitch. That one, a little bit of a baffler.
Just missed, not by much for a ball. It's 1-2.
I don't even think Birmingham had to move her glove. That pitch hit the glove, hit the target. Just setting up a little bit outside, trying to get the batter to chase one there on a 1-2 count.
Nice job by Dahl to come back here, work the count to 2-2. Dahl, one of the Indian Mills Mystics stars, we mentioned, from Camden Catholic. Ripped right to the shortstop for the out. So she got around on Cohen's fastball, but put it in the wrong spot as she put it right over the shortstop Adenalfi for the out.
And I could be wrong, but I thought I saw the ball come out the backside of her glove. That ball was hit so hard. I mean, it looked like it kind of got wedged in there in between the index finger and middle finger. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like it.
She was the one who changed gloves a couple innings ago as Megan O'Brien missed the first pitch for a strike. Maybe it was a good thing she did.
She might want to change hands now after that. That ball was smoked.
Next pitch over, or they check for the appeal. And the count is even up at 1-1. 2 outs, bases empty, top of the 9th. North leading 1-0, trying to add to their lead here, but bases are empty.
O'Brien's sacrifice bunt in the 6th was a key play because they tried to get the force on the foul ball there. As they tried to get the force at second base, the runner was ruled safe on a ball that bounced in there to the second baseman. So that was really the key play in the inning, putting runners at first and second.
As we'd seen on the replay, pretty close call at second base. Now the count is 1-2. Speed pitch, just enough foul by O'Brien. Again, we talked about the question of whether maybe the pitchers have too much of an advantage. And again, you change speeds the way some of the top pitchers do. It's almost unfair sometimes. That one is looped over to Adenalfi, and the side is retired here in the top of the 9th inning. So Cohen pitches a perfect 9th. We move to the bottom of the 9th. The North trying to finish this one off. They lead the South 1-0. We'll be right back. Ed Benkin and Mike Shute back here for the bottom of the 9th inning. Last chance for the South All-Stars. They trail 1-0, and Kim Birmingham waves and misses at an off-speed pitch for a strike. Webb on the mound. Trying to wrap this one up for the North All-Stars with a 1-0 lead. Next pitch, a fastball over for a strike. And pitchers have not run too many deep counts, only been one-hit batsman, a couple of walks, and that's been it.
Each team with 3 hits tonight.
Pitch missing outside for a ball, 1-2.
Each team has also left 5 runners on base tonight.
Off-speed pitch. Boy, that just came in a little bit high and then dropped over, but count now even at 2-2. Pitch missing low, and meanwhile our pitcher Webb continues with the audio effects on the mound.
It's hard enough to hit in softball, I think, but add the sound effects in, it makes it even tougher. Something's coming in there hard and it rolls up there, and I'm swinging at it. I don't know where it's going to come.
Yeah, a totally different sport. Monica Seles in her prime, other tennis players used to complain because she used to grunt so loud when she'd hit the ball and scream louder than anybody that a lot of players said it was a distraction. It's got to be tough for the pitchers with the ball coming at them this close. That one is ripped into left field. That'll drop in for a base hit. So Birmingham leads off the ninth with a single.
Birmingham with 2 hits. She and Fernandez have the only hits of the game for the South. Birmingham with 2, Fernandez with 2, and Fernandez due up 4th this inning. So we'll see if the South can put something together here.
Well, here is Danielle Cohen. We just talked about her on the mound. Now she'll come to the plate 0 for 2. She is rounded out and hit into a fielder's choice.
Interesting to see what kind of strategy the South employs here. Do they try and sacrifice, move her along, or let Cohen swing the bat?
This one going to miss. Here's the play down to second base. Safe at second base. The throw was time-wise there, but just low. So taking second is Birmingham with a tying run halfway around with nobody out.
And now, real interesting strategy for the South. Do you bunt here, move the runner up? Then you've got a possibility for a sac fly. A lot of things to think about. We'll get another look at the stolen base, and I think Birmingham gets under the tag as the ball kind of short hops the shortstop, slide to the outside, and she never even tug her.
Well, I thought she might have got her right there on the sock, but it's a real foul. But that was originally, it looked like she was in safely, and there was that one swipe that came right across right near her at the bottom of her leg, and if she got her, then might have missed the call, but if she didn't, as you might have seen it, then she was safe. So umpire had the best view. She is on second base now with the count 0-2. Cohen chops one over towards the right side. It's foul. That's pretty much where she wouldn't hit it if it stays fair to move the runner. But on the other hand, without sounding corny about it, it is an all-star game. I mean, why play for the tie? Maybe Cohen's not worried about just moving the runner over. Maybe she wants to get on base. High fastball missing high. It is 1-2.
That is a tough pitch to lay off. That thing looks like just so big coming in there. When it comes in high like that, you really want to take a rip at it. Some good discipline there by Danielle Cohen to lay off it.
Off-speed pitch struck her out. Has to head to first base. It hits her on the helmet. The throw hits her on the helmet. Birmingham will go to third. Cohen will go to second. And on a freaky play, it's second and third, nobody out.
We're going to see what happens here. The throw hit the runner, and the umpire letting everyone know that the runner was in line where she was supposed to be. We'll get another look at it, but you're going to see here the throw is going to hit the base runner, and she's running up the baseline. She's on the line. After it hits her, she moves into the inside after it hit her. So I think, made the call there and stands by. And I don't know that he's necessarily wrong, because if you watch her running, she's on the line. Her foot's on the line. After it hits her, then she takes a step to the left. So
if I got hit with a softball right on the head, even the helmet, I might be wobbling a little bit too.
Yeah, exactly. So now you've got an interesting dilemma here. You've got runners at second and third for the South and the North. What do? Do you just put the next runner aboard?
I think you got it. I think that's what you got to do if you're the North. You set up the force. You got Adenalfi coming up to the plate.
And Ed, you said it earlier on. We're probably the way runs get scored, you're probably gonna see something freaky happen, and this is about as freaky as it gets.
That's a first. Bunt is on, but it's bunted foul. We were thinking of something freaky. I don't know if we exactly had that in mind, though. Good job here. And if you're the North side, you're thinking, boy, you get the out at first, you got the runner at third, but you got the first out of the inning, got a chance with an infield grounder or a strikeout to see your way out of this. But they're 1-0 lead in jeopardy now with Adenalfi up in the count 0-1. Fastball and a high fastball hit foul out of play.
Now Adenalfi here with 2 strikes. He's got to choke up on the bat, be ready for anything. You just no matter what you're doing, you've got to put the ball in play here. You can't go down on strikes. You have to make contact and make something happen. Even a fly ball to the outfield, you got a chance of getting a run in. Put it on the ground, make the defense work. Put the pressure on the defense here.
Foul back to the screen. Still 0-2, and Webb is in full vocal harmony as she moves through the ninth. Second and third, nobody out. 1-0 lead for the North, but the South threatening in the bottom of the ninth. Off-speed pitch grounded down towards third. This originally won't get the run in. Everybody's safe. Actually, not a bad play by the third baseman, Ruttero, because if she throws to first, the tying run probably comes home. So it does set up the force. However, bases loaded, nobody out.
Well, the only thing is, by the ball coming to her, it forced the runner of Birmingham, who was started to take a couple steps towards the plate. She has to go back anyway. So if Ruttero does make the throw to first, you've got Birmingham already going back to the bag, then she's got to get the momentum coming forward again. So you might not have even seen her score had she made the throw, but by the time she checked the runner back, there was no time to make the throw.
Well, here is Courtney Fernandez stepping in. Looks at the first pitch for a strike.
Fernandez with 2 hits tonight, both singles.
So now the force will come at home. However, if she puts the ball into the outfield, this game could very well end with 2 runs coming across.
And she has put 2 balls into the outfield tonight, hitting both to right field. So
it's an off-speed pitch high for a ball. It's 1-1. And of course, the other factor from the North standpoint is that the danger is you have no room to put anybody on the base path if Webb gets a little wild with the strike zone.
Although we haven't really seen that much from her tonight. Webb's been pretty good around the plate.
Misses outside for a ball. It's 2-1.
Of course, she did hit a batter earlier on too, so anything can happen. And you know, that's got to be running through her mind right now as you get a good look at Nicole Webb out there.
Off-speed pitch, Fernandez swings and misses. Wild pitch, here's the throw to the plate. It's dropped safe at home plate is Birmingham. And everybody else moves up. They're going to say, it looked like there should have been a foul ball. Let's see what the argument is. And they should send everybody back. I thought it was a foul ball, but it wasn't called as the runner came home.
I'm sure if we have it, we can get a second look at her. I don't know. I didn't hear any contact with the bat.
I thought it was a foul ball, but apparently it is not. And as a result, we have a tie game.
You can't really tell from that angle. The ball obviously was rising up. Whether it was hit or not, I don't know. The home plate umpire is going to check with the first base umpire as well here and check things out, see if they can find a solution to this. But nobody seems to think it was a foul ball.
And more conferences than the coalition in this one so far with the way things are going.
And Tom Kona checks with first base umpire Bob Binder, nothing there. And he also checked the third base umpire, Joe Carlemere, nothing there. So no foul ball, run scores. We've got a tie ball game, and more importantly, had nobody out still. Runners at second and third, and Fernandez up, who's been probably the best hitter of the night.
And a pinch runner over at third base now for Cohen. Pop foul out of play. It's 2-2. So now the winning run 90 feet away, and nobody out in a 1-1 game. Boy, a lot of these players, when they move on, even in life, forget about softball, are going to say, I remember this crazy all-star softball game I was in back in the summer of '02. Off-speed pitch popped up. This should be the first out. Catch is made behind the plate, out number 1. So nice job by the catcher, Mindy Cox, to get a beat on that one for out number 1. Still runners at second and third.
And of all places to put that ball in play, the one place you didn't want to hit is a pop-up, a foul pop-up. And, you know, unfortunate for the South there.
So now Michelle Sullivan will step up. She has walked and flied to center. Gets away, wild pitch. Here comes the runner to the plate. Here's the play, she scores! And off 2 wild pitches in the ninth, the South pulls this one out. What a wild strange finish in a bizarre ninth inning as you will ever see. But the South wins it by a score of 2-1.
With one hit, they pick up 2 runs, a couple of wild pitches, a stolen base in there as well. So, Ed, the South puts some pressure on the defense to get that run across.
So the South wins it 2-1. We will step aside and take a break. We'll be back with the post game when we return on Comcast Cablevision Channel 43. We'll be right back.
Hi, everybody, back here in Gloucester City. Mike Shute joined on the field here in the postgame with League President Bill Johnson, Bill, a resident of Pennsauken. And Bill, a little wild finish there as the South wins it 2-1. A couple of wild pitches to wind up the game, and that's kind of the way softball is. I mean, some strange things can happen, and maybe you don't need to get a hit to score a run in this game sometimes.
No, you're right. All of a sudden, we were flying along there, nothing, and North got a run, and we get to the bottom of the ninth. We get a couple crazy pitches, and they score 2 runs. It's over.
Wild game.
Very wild.
Bill, tell us, I know before the game, of course, there were some scholarship recipients. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about the South Jersey Girls Softball Association, what they do for the girls, and how some of the scholarship money comes about.
Certainly. 4 years ago, we started the scholarship program. And we started it with 5 scholarships, and then the second year it was 6, and last year it was 8, and this year, of course, it was 9. We're trying to grow each year, awarding scholarships to a senior graduating that's going to a college or university, and that they have played at least 3 years in South Jersey girls softball. And it's any senior. We have the classics have senior players, and Senior 1 and Senior 2 divisions also have seniors. This year we had 72 teams. We had from 10 and unders, 12 and unders, 15 and unders, and of course 18 and unders. So we've had 72 teams this year. It was probably one of the largest groups we've had this year. Our boards we have 7 people on the board, so it's not just a one-person operation. I have a great executive board, and we have commissioners that handle each division and do a fantastic job.
I know you know we had players tonight, some from Ocean County, as far away as Ocean County, even across the river from Philadelphia and some of the suburbs over there. So, the league kind of gives a chance for a lot of players to get involved.
Yes, exactly. The lower divisions are mostly in-town organizations, Pennsauken, Runnymede, Mount Ephraim, Gloucester City, etc. But the classic divisions, a lot of ASA teams. You had the Devils, the She-Devils, the Mystics and Witches, and several other teams that were in the classic. There were 9 teams in the classic division, and tonight was the classic all-star game, and it was tremendous, as you saw.
Outstanding ball game. Bill Johnson, thank you for joining us. Thanks for a great night and for a great season.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
We'll bring Ed Benkin back in now, and Ed, once again, the final score, the South pulls it out 2-1 in what turned out to be a wild game at the end. We talked about at the beginning, maybe anything can happen, and some strange things did happen in that last inning.
Very strange, and we talked about how strong softball is in South Jersey. We mentioned that quality of strong teams is good pitching, good defense. Another one is finding ways to win in ways that you may not really imagine. That was the case tonight for the South. Other than that wacky ninth inning, for the most part, very well played ball game. I thought we saw some outstanding plays in the field, particularly in the infield. Saw a put out from right field. We saw why these girls are the elite right now in these summer leagues and why we see them on the all-star list in the spring. And we see why, because they continue to play throughout the season. They play all year round, and this is why they get better.
The elite players from tonight, Christy Stefanoni from the North. She was the North MVP. From the South, Kim Birmingham. So, two of the brightest stars, I guess, of tonight, getting the respective team MVPs in what was a really well-played ball game. You saw some key hits, you saw some excellent pitching, and as you said, had some great defense.
Some great defense, and I think for the ones that move on to college, you'll start hearing about them on the college level. For the ones that'll be back, you'll see them back here again next year. You'll hear about them in the spring, and that's what we see with this level of play. And we were talking about it during the broadcast. Softball, maybe South Jersey's strongest sport, was well represented tonight.
Absolutely. For Ed Benkin, I'm Mike Shute, and the rest of our Channel 43 crew. I want to thank you for watching. We'll see you soon here on Comcast Cable Channel 43. Good night.